Inside the LCBO, the American whiskeys, the Kentucky bourbons that Premier Doug Ford has really honed in on, California wines, any U.S. ready-to-drink cocktails gone from the shelves.
The governor of Kentucky said, don't touch our bourbon. And I said, Governor, that's the first thing we're going after. We're going after their bourbon. I can tell you the people in Kentucky, they're great people. Do anything, but don't touch the bourbon. Well, we're the largest purchaser of bourbon in the world for Kentucky bourbon manufacturers. They're done, they're gone.
That's 3,600 products from 35 U.S. states no longer available. The booze has already been bought and paid for by the LCBO, pulling it off of the shelves at this point, driven by principle. Signs reading it's for the good of Ontario.
This is an enormous hit to the American producers. Every year, the LCBO sells nearly $1 billion worth of U.S. wine, beer, cider, seltzers, and spirits.
How do shoppers feel about the move?
Going back to Canadian products is not going to be the same thing, but we just got to stick together.
I feel it's the right thing to do. I mean, these tariffs are unwarranted by the U.S. I think it's a fair thing fair retaliatory measure.
Many of my friends don't drink as well, so yeah, it doesn't really affect us, but I still think it's a good decision.
The LCBO is a wholesaler to grocery and convenience stores, bars, restaurants, and other retailers, so those places won't be able to restock on those American products. The Premier encouraging people to buy Canadian, but it's not that simple. The U.S. tariffs are going to hit local breweries hard, particularly when it comes to the cost of aluminum and hops.
Those can costs are going to go up, and we're going to have to make a choice about passing that cost on to consumers or eating it ourselves. And the other one, which is significant for us, is hops, which play a huge role in the craft beer business. A lot of the hops we get are from the U.S. And the challenge for us is those hops have very specific properties.
Henderson Brewing does a lot of events. They used to hold a beer and bourbon party. That's been scrapped. They'll now be hosting a beer and rye party. Doesn't have the same alliteration, but it will be Canadian. Dale Manuktuk, CBC News, Toronto.